place where it never rains. Take two.
Sorry.
I can't say. Across the way there are the ruins of the structures. Well, Scott and I have been slamming it for the last 5 hours down Highway 99, but we're finally here in Bakersfield, and we're going to take a little turn to the east here and take 178 over the pass to Ridgecrest and 395 to Lone Pine. 3-day run to Death Valley. 1,500 miles in 3 days in the middle of winter. Good weather though right now. First we got to try a street taco. Walker Pass, where Highway 178 comes out of the Kern River Canyon and drops into the desert. Good ride, nice and dry and warm this time of year. This is the historic Dow Hotel in downtown Lone Pine, where a lot of the Hollywood elite stayed while filming here in the Lone Pine area. This place was famous for having not air conditioned, but air cooled rooms, and check out how they did it back in the 20s. Lots of photos from the old movie sets. There's the Alabama hills with the round rock formations just west of here. Mount Whitney in the background. So back here's the air cooling unit. So here's the world's largest squirrel cage motor powered swamp cooler, and still works, originally installed back in the 20s. Here's the filter unit here. You pump your water through these spray bars, gets sucked through the filter behind that. Nice wire mesh to keep you from getting in there. And the squirrel cage motor blows the air-cooled air right up into the rooms. Still works. Are you guys renovating the hotel? Are you gonna make it look like that again?
Yeah, did you see our pictures right there?
Oh, that's it, huh? All right, you are gonna restore it. Very cool.
After her beauty again.
Great.
And then we're gonna make the restaurant over there all matching, so the whole block.
The whole block will look
nice.
great. Hopefully the room rates will still be affordable.
Yeah, they'll still be affordable.
Good, good. Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, it's sunrise in Lone Pine, California in January. We got in last night about 4 p.m., 8 hours of riding, 500 miles. After Bakersfield, we took that Highway 178, a very interesting twisty ride through the Kern River Canyon, hopped over into 395 and up here to Lone Pine. Today, we're going to do the Death Valley Loop, about 450 miles around the Death Valley. This will be my first time I've ever set foot in Death Valley, being a California native. Geographically, we're going to go from one of the highest points in the state, Mount Whitney, at almost 14,500 feet to the lowest point, Death Valley, about a little over 200 feet below sea level. Just between us and Mount Whitney is the Alabama Hills, these large rock formations just west of town here. That's famous for a lot of Western movies being filmed right there.
Has anybody got a dime?
I don't know, James.
Somebody's got to go back and get a shitload of dime.
Here at the entrance to the park, Saline Valley Road runs to the north for miles and miles and miles. There you can see the Sierras way over there, across the Inyo's, and then we still have to cross the Panamint Range before we get into Death Valley. We're at Crowley Point, and the distances here in Death Valley are vast. That's not Death Valley, that's Panamint Valley. We got to cut through the Panamint Range up there to get into Death Valley, which is on the other side of the Panamint Mountains. Crowley Point. Look at that canyon. Daylight never even gets into that canyon this time of year. Panamint Springs Resorts, right at the foothills of the Panamint Valley. Get you a happy little camp right over there. Scott, what do you see for the price of fuel over there? $6 a gallon. Woo, $6.28 for what? Diesel or premium? Ay caramba. $5.98. Nice. We'll get gas in Furnace Creek. It probably won't be any cheaper. Mesquite Dunes, just outside of Stovepipe Wells. I think you can ride dirt bikes up there, do a little surfing. Well, if you've ever worked on anything greasy before, like an old motorcycle, you know that the only thing that really got the stains out of your hands and grease was Boraxo soap, or Borax. We're here just outside of Furnace Creek at one of the early borax mining sites, Harmony Borax Works. And if you remember, the logo on the Boraxo soap was the 20 Mule Team. Well, here it is, and this is how they got the borax out of Death Valley with these huge wagons and water tender in the back. 20 mules pulling these wagons. How much cargo?
36 tons.
36 tons of borax. 165 miles south of here to Mojave to connect to the train system. Apparently they only mine for 5 years here at the Harmony Borax Works. Huge wagons. Heavy duty. And that was all filled with drinking water for the mules and the drivers, I suppose. So there's where they got the borates from, the salt minerals, right out of the old lake bed there. Remember the old airplanes, the old fire bombers? We used to call them borate bombers as a kid. I forgot, but that's right. They used borate as part of the fire retardant in the early days of fire suppression, but it proved very detrimental to the vegetation, so they got away from using borate in the air tankers. The Chinese laborers lived in these adobe structures across the lake bed, received $1.30 a day, and had to pay for their humble accommodations. Now we're in Furnace Creek, Death Valley, 200 feet, 190 feet below sea level, which makes technically this the hottest place on Earth on average, with the highest recorded temperature of 134 degrees. But even more impressive is the ground gets like 80 degrees hotter than the air over the summertime and can reach temperatures of nearly 200 degrees. This is a great place to set up base camp for exploring Death Valley, Furnace Creek. We're here at Zabrieski Point. We're going to do a little 150-mile loop around Death Valley, and we're going to end up coming back through the Badwater area, the lowest elevation in the United States, right down there. Way off in the distance, you can see Telescope Peak. A lot of cool badlands. Looks like hydraulic diggings here at Zabrieski Point without any mining activity having taken place here. I don't believe. It is just raw dirt. Somebody turn those noisy jets off. There's more of that erosion.